Is this the average male fantasy? It's pretty clickable. Isn't this boxy, right? Or am I taking crazy pills? That's what she used to be like 1,000 years ago. It's not boxy? Oh my god, I am taking crazy pills? No, really? Is shoe on head boxy? No, shoe on head is not boxy. I don't believe it. Dude, I feel like I'm in some kind of cursed timeline right now. All right, I should probably watch the video.
Men. What do they want? Money? Status? Fast, expensive cars? What is the ultimate male fantasy? Is it fame? Fortune? 3 hot chicks at once? Haha, hell yeah, brother. No, according to men on the internet, it's something a little more simple.
Aww. This is probably my favorite anime movie of all time. I really, really do like this movie a lot. God, even I kind of crave this. It's literally just like Taiga if her legs no work. Oh my god, she's so cute.
This is literally just a fetish.
What the fuck?
I fucking hate men so much. Men are why we can't have nice things.
Wait. They're not actually talking about that anime though, right? Because now I feel like I'm taking crazy pills for a second time. People aren't saying that about the anime, right? I love that anime. They were? What the hell, man?
As I was working on an upcoming video, I made the terrible mistake of logging onto Twitter, where I saw this post. A montage from the anime Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish.
Yeah.
A movie about a college student who is assigned to take care of a paraplegic girl, and spoiler, eventually they fall in love. Many men were yearn posting in the replies of this tweet and talking about how they wish to fall in love and...
God, I wish I could find a crippled bitch around my local area.
would love a relationship like this, while many others, mostly women, were absolutely f***ing disgusted at this. Why would a bunch of men be fantasizing about being with a woman in a wheelchair?
It's not about that. Oh my god. It's not about that. It's not the fact that she's crippled. What the fuck, man?
Seems pretty creepy and predatory, right? Also just unrealistic and problematic. Well, in this video, we are going to...
Problematic? Wait, so someone that is not in a wheelchair can't date someone that's in a wheelchair? What are we saying here?
Talking about why so many men resonated to that clip and this movie, and why so many people are so confused as to why. We are also going to be reading some absolutely unhinged tweets, as usual, to get to the bottom of why such a wholesome post turned into, once again, another battlefront for the ongoing, never-ending gender war. Men versus women, women versus men, the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic, the dealing with dating apps. Do men prefer thin women or curvy women?
Or, hear me out, crippled women.
Brunettes or blondes? Do women like dad bods or fit men? Do they like beards or clean shaven? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Let's quickly get into today's sponsor, Henson Shaving. You ever just accept that some products are just garbage? Like, for years I thought ripping your tights on the first wear was just a part of being a human woman. We just
Come on, that's only if you're like literally getting the discount brand $1 sheer pantyhose. That doesn't happen on day one.
accepted that. That's just how it is, sweetie. But that shouldn't be how it is. It's a bad design. And that's why I like Henson Shaving. Because if you've ever used a multi-blade razor,
Whoa, wait, are we saying that you get snags in your pantyhose because of your shittily shaven legs? It's the first time I've ever heard of that. I don't understand.
you're probably sick of the irritation, the razor burn, the overpriced blades, and you probably think, that's just the way it is. But it doesn't have to be how it is.
I'm subbed to each and I shouldn't be seeing ads. Okay, fine, we'll skip it. Luckily she put on she has different hair colors, so you know when it's over. That you gotta appreciate, right? There we go, see, we're back.
I basically know nothing about anime. I am probably the most tourist of all the tourists. Uh, yeah, hi. I have a question. Was the upskirt shot necessary in order to advance the plot?
Okay. I understand. Listen, it's a very valid critique of anime. Unfortunately, like, anime has some fucking weird shit in it. And you kind of just have to be like, yeah, we accept that because we want to, like, enjoy a good fucking show. So, anyway. Honestly, because we were talking about Made in Abyss a lot at the start of the stream, Made in Abyss is a great example. Again, season 2, it goes too far, and I hate it. But the first season has a lot of really messed up stuff in there that's not needed. Or if you're just watching like any harem show, it's like you gotta have a sister that's in love with the main character. It's like, that's just what you gotta do. That's just the formula. That's what we accept, you know? It just is what it is. But then you roll with it and the show's good, you know? So I don't know. It's a mix between like, I think there are some weirdos that are genuinely like obsessed with this shit, and they know it's like basically socially acceptable in the anime stratosphere because everyone else is doing it. But then I think there's also a lot of creators that do it because they're like, well, everyone else does it, so it's like a formula that works. So basically, I think they both like basically aid in each other to make it happen persistently forever. So, I don't know. Fuck it. Whatever. Also, Hasu, thank you so much for the 5. Good to see you again. I mean, just kidding. I hate you.
I watched Pokemon and Sailor Moon when I was a kid, and a few years ago
Me too. First anime I watched was Sailor Moon, actually. We had it on a VHS player. Oh, man. I watched the first 2 episodes so many times.
I watched Beastars on Netflix. Legoshi, best boy. Not a furry, by the way. And honestly, that's about it for my anime consumption. Unless you're counting VTubers. If you're counting VTubers, I watch a lot of anime.
Really? Oh, shit. I guess I understand why, like, this bitch is in our stratosphere now. Bitch endearing, by the way.
But because of this clip going viral, I watched Josie the Tiger and the Fish, and, well, I thought it was a good movie. I recommend watching it. I thought it was a really cute, good story. I only cried a little bit. And I completely understood what the tweet meant by calling it the average male fantasy. So, what was wrong with it? Why did this clip go so viral in such a negative way? Why were thousands of people angry at this post?
I, like, actually just can't even fathom that this is, like, a real discussion that needs to be had. I actually just can't believe it. Some people are just so detached from reality, it's insane.
Well, let us dilly-dally no longer and read some of these angry replies to get a better understanding of what the issue is, shall we? Wholesome male fantasy, and it's fetishizing a disabled girl for him to control.
For him to control? What the fuck? Like, when people act this way, again, like, literally, you are the issue. First of all, because you're crazy, but second of all, if you kind of propagate this sort of sentiment, it will actually cause people to distance themselves from people that have disabilities and them to get further ostracized. If anything, again, like, dude, more power to you if this show makes you want to date a crippled bitch. Honestly, for real. It'll make them get, like, more accepted, like, and normalized in society. Like, it's good.
Oh. Oh no. They think, oh god. Why? Always vulnerable, always happy, always needs you. Pretty perverted. Where are these fan fictions coming from?
Bro, this is not even a show. Okay, granted, I watched it when it first aired, so I don't remember every single scene, but, like, I don't remember anything being fetishized at all in this show. At all. And I mean, it's made from, like, whatever. It's a very popular mainstream anime movie. Like, there's no weirdos that are really, like, working on the film anyway.
There were, like, hundreds of tweets just like this. Why did they see a cute montage of a happy couple, a man and a woman happy, together?
They have a point if the reason you're dating them is specifically because they're disabled, but, like, that's not normal people. That's not why people are No. Sure, there might be like one or two fucking weirdos that are doing that. In general, that is not why people are dating someone in a fucking wheelchair. They're dating them because they think they're a great person.
I know, unheard of. Why do they see that and then immediately come to these conclusions? Like, as someone who actually watched the movie, Josie is not always happy. And she's absolutely not portrayed as some, like, vulnerable, ooh-woo, sex doll waifu.
Certainly not, no.
She's boisterous, she kind of has a foul mouth, she's very sassy and headstrong.
Yeah, again, like crippled Taiga. Let's just call it how it is.
She like straight up calls him her servant, but she was also very depressed. She basically never left her house. She was basically a girl failure. As a former girl failure,
She was a girl failure. She was.
I love to see representation in media, but they actually
And again, honestly, if people focus on like her being girl failure and then it's like, oh, guy comes into her life and like he can just change her life because he's so cool and special and like a normal guy can make her feel normal. Like, if that is sort of the like lens, I actually can kind of understand where people are coming from. But otherwise, no.
show her disability, like, not in a good way. Like, they don't romanticize it, they don't sugarcoat it. And I noticed, unlike a lot of movies, unlike a lot of romance movies, at least like the Hallmark.
Oh man, this is weird. I haven't really done a reaction video like this. Like I'm just like trying to critique and like actually be logical here. Normally I'm just like haha funny laugh laugh. Anyway, I'm enjoying it so far.
Kind, where it's like the stuffy male lead learning to live life from the quirky, cute female lead. He's already got his shit together, and she learns to live life from him. He encourages her to live her dreams, and in return, he learns to live life in a completely different way. And I thought that was really
Exactly. They both learn from each other, and that's why it's accepted and beautiful and great and wholesome.
cool and sweet. Also, the animation was really good. Is anime good? Have I been sleeping on anime this entire time? His fantasy is that she becomes permanently disabled and helps.
Dude, you have to be taking crazy pills. You have to be. This has to be a joke.
Mostly dependent on him, but can still make him a sandwich. Sounds about right. Oh my god, after watching the movie, these tweets are even more insane. But even putting the movie aside, just seeing that like cute montage out of context, where the fuck are they
That is true. Whether they have seen the movie or are just watching the clips, either way, you're fucking crazy for saying this.
getting this? These are very clearly just two happy people. But because the caption was the average,
And they're fucking young. They're like fucking 18-year-olds. Like, it's like they're just like, they're young, dumb, and in love, and it's so cute.
average male fantasy, their mind immediately goes to the darkest, worst faith interpretation of this.
Exactly. Literally, exactly. They're just trying to have a problem with it to have a problem with it. Like, fucking get off the internet and touch grass. Fuck.
The problem is these people can't see any humanity in men. They can't see any humanity in humanity in general. Average men.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, please say that. I don't really think most of these people are, like, attacking men specifically.
Male fantasy equals girlfriend with no agency who's completely physically dependent on you and forced into blanket subservience and compliance. Sounds about right. You males are
Bro, this is, like, insane projecting. I just can't even believe this shit. I can't even believe what I'm reading.
weird for fetishizing physically disabled women. Average male fantasy is having a physically disabled girl that they can abuse however they want. Got it. Not to be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy. The infantilization of the physically disabled here is a little, dare I say, ableist? The implication here that people in wheelchairs cannot find love, and if they do, the person who loves them literally just loves them because they can't run away. Weird. Weird. Average
Yeah, as I've said.
men can't even be nice to their healthy and normal girlfriend. What makes you think they'll be able to handle disabled person as their lover?
I mean, sure, I guess, but also, like, come on, why are we, like, generalizing men like this? It's still fucking so stupid and out of touch. Like, what? I don't understand, like, these people, still, it's like they look down on the average man, like, to such a degree that's, like, you must have no hope in society and people as a whole. Like, how can can you even want to live in this world if that's like what you think the average person is like? It's really sad, honestly.
Whoa. Normal? What do you mean by normal? These people are just so ableist, chat. Can you believe it?
That, oh my god, they would have a meltdown if they played Kawada Shoujo. You were so right.
Chat? Chat? I don't even live stream. Who's chat?
Chat?
I'm disabled, blind. So I showed this to my boyfriend. He says, I love you because you're you, and you make my days happier. So what if I have to drive you places or help you with cooking and cleaning? I would have done that anyway. Disability has nothing to do with it. I love you. Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but, your boyfriend is a rapist. Sorry.
I know. I literally want to make like the same joke.
Sorry you had to find out this way. You show this as fantasy because it's not true for the majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people. No, the fantasy is the woman appreciates his efforts to make her happy. Stop lying and abusing women and the disabled. Your meds, schizo. You don't even know that f***ing guy. What do you mean stop abusing women and the disabled? Bitch, who are you? Also, the majority of men participate in abuse of disabled people are...
There's not even enough disabled people to go around.
Are you okay? The majority of men are not abusers. That is a very, very small minority of men. The majority of men are men that just wake up, take a shit, get out of bed, take a shower, go to work, come home, and wait for GTA 6 to come out. That is the majority of men.
And that's specifically why, quote unquote, this is the average male fantasy. Because it's so cute and it's wholesome. It's literally, that's it. That's it. You don't even have to look deeper than that. It's like the average guy, you know, he's just living his life and he wants something cute like this fucking shit. It's just so obvious. Men commit 95% of all rape, but okay.
Barging into the romance section of Barnes & Noble like, attention everyone! Rape! Where is that coming from?
So close, this is fetish content.
Ah yes, the dirtiest, most taboo of all fetishes. A happy relationship. Honestly, in 2025, that might be true. Oh, you want a wife?
You know what's funny? Like, okay, not to like, hope this doesn't come across as like controversial or something, but like the people that are saying stuff like this, right? That are like, this is fetishistic stuff because they're like a guy's falling in love with a girl in a wheelchair. It's like, it's so similar to like, I don't know, maybe like 20 years ago, right? Where like, you know, movies in general didn't really have like interracial relationships very often. And it's like, oh my God, the fucking black guy and the white girl are just getting together because it's like a fucking fetish shit. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just crazy. It's just fucking crazy.
If in kids, you sick fuck.
But this is literally just a perverted fantasy.
And by the way, again, that's like literally what breeds into the toxicity of the whole thing. Like, oh my God. If it's done with care, it's amazing. I'm sure so many disabled people watch this movie and they feel so recognized and loved for it. And these people are tearing it down. It's fucking sad.
See, LMAO.
You think it's a perverted fantasy because... How do I put this nicely?
Because you're a pervert.
You are a pervert. Literally.
Boom.
Seeing a cute montage of a male and female character having fun together, being in love together, and being like, rape! He's a rapist! This is a fetish! Are these people okay? Stop watching porn! Wait, this is a woman.
It's... Okay, here's a little mind-blowing fact. People that go so hard on shit like this, a lot of the time, they're projecting. They're projecting because they hate the side of themselves that actually feels this way. So then they attack the people that feel that way because they feel shitty about it themselves, but they don't want to fix it themselves. They just want to attack the people that are openly like that instead. Anyway.
Okay, stop reading Taken by the Werewolf Billionaire. Or whatever the fuck you read. I swear to God, some of the shit women read would make the most depraved internet gooner blush. Or so I've been told.
This is literally just a fetish.
Okay, listen, I'm not gonna pretend there's nobody out there who's like, she can't run away, she has no legs. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend there's nobody out there who has a crippled, disabled fetish, okay? I've been on the internet for 20 years.
Okay, I don't know what she's gonna say, but what I'm gonna say to that is, because I actually want to say this earlier, this movie might create like 2 more of those people. There will be a couple more people that are bred through this anime because of that. But there will be thousands of more that'll be like, you know what? I've never really like considered like being able to like get in a relationship with someone that's like disabled like that. I've only kind of like looked at like fully able-bodied people in my dating pool. Maybe I can like branch out and like that's like okay, like I can like look more internally and like just like love them for who they are. You know what I mean? I truly think that.
I've been on DeviantArt. I've seen shit you wouldn't believe. But the majority of people, probably most, if not all the people responding to this, do not have a cripple fetish, okay? In fact, her being in a wheelchair basically has nothing to do with it. Much like how females coom over, like, vampires or, like I said before, the billionaire werewolf.
Dude, what's that new gacha game where it's like those fucking pretty boys and you pay money to like get sex scenes with them and it's like one of the most like highest grossing like gacha games right now in sales?
Wolf fantasy. This is just the average male fantasy distilled down to its
Love and Deep
most
Space, yeah.
extreme. So what is the average male fantasy? The average male fantasy is the fantasy of both men and women alike. It is simply to love and to be loved. But more specifically, the male fantasy is to be a protector and a provider for those that they love. Put a pin in this because we are going to come back to this
agree.
in a big way, trust me.
The average male fantasy is being a globally known terrorist. The average male fantasy is that a woman who isn't fat. The average male fantasy is actually job security.
You know what? These guys may have a point here.
Pedophile alert. Men want disabled child wives. Average male fantasy is a disabled child. More proof that men are pedos. That's a little girl. This is weird.
So, first of all, she's
Bro, they're both young as fuck. And yeah, she's disabled, so obviously she's like smaller than the guy. And women are also smaller than men in general. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
literally older than the guy. The guy is 22 and she is 24. In anime years, he is practically hag maxing. And
Also true.
yes, she may be physically disabled, but aren't all men mentally disabled in their own special way? At least the ones in my audience. They will freely admit this. Maybe she, the older woman, is taking advantage of this sensitive young man. Have you ever thought of that?
She looks like an 11-year-old child. Where are her breasts?
First of all, really weird way to say that. She looks like a child. Show me her titties. Also, I
That's literally exactly what I was gonna say.
love how, like, when anime women have huge boobs, it's disgusting, Coomer brain or whatever. But if the anime woman has small boobs, she is a child and you're a chimo. Can't fucking win. Also, if she had big boobs, they'd absolutely be like, wow, look at this sexualization of the disabled. Also, you know, like, adult women can be flat-chested, right? Like, that actually exists in real life. Like,
I'm gonna be honest. In general, I would say anime, like, you grab any character, unless we're talking about, like, the character where, like, the joke is, like, they are literally flat as a washboard. But if we're talking about anime characters in general that do have some boobage, it's like, in general, they're 3 cup sizes higher than regular people. Like, if you look at actual proportions of a woman in real life, their hodonker-donkers are not fucking flying out. They're not huge cannonballs. It's funny how, like, you will watch anime, and there will be certain characters that, like, they will get, like, bullied, like, light bullied in the show for, like, having a flatter chest, when, like, literally they look like a regular woman in real life. So, anyway.
adult human women can have small boobs. We love all titties here on the Shoe on Head channel. All titties is good titties. End of story.
Women fantasy. A boyfriend with depth. And
I will say, though, the fact that she's not accepting that she does look fucking young as shit is, like she does. But, again, the excuse of she's, like, disabled, so she has had, like, stunted growth, I think does make some sense.
a loving, soft, deeply caring side of them. Men's fantasy. 12-year-old anime girl who looks and speaks like a toddler. Also notice how she's literally the shape and size of a child. Yuck.
Have you people ever seen a child? No, you're all childless. Silly me. She's not even that short. She's just
Most anime
sitting.
characters do look very
See,
young,
like
yeah.
when they're laying side by side, she's like a full-grown adult woman. Why do these people look at this and immediately think of child rape? Go to therapy. And listen, I know with anime it can get a little weird, right? Like, excuse me, Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan is 2,000 years old and this is Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan. But this does not even look like a child.
That's actually a great photo reference, for example. Yeah, I agree. She actually looks pretty mature there. Like, damn, actually.
This looks like a cute woman. This is like a random rant, but I feel like there are no more cute women nowadays. You know what I mean? You have all like the
Where are the cute women?
Insta baddies, the e-thoughts, the e-girls, the muscle mommies, the boss babes, the boy babes. But I feel like every woman is
Thank you
just
for the follow, by the way,
hot
Gur.
now. Which, by the way, I don't think is healthy for the male psyche whatsoever. You shouldn't wake up and be able to scroll through pictures of, like, the hottest woman you've ever seen in your life, like, 20 times before you've had, like, your morning cup of coffee. You shouldn't log in and immediately be one-shotted by 10/10s all day, as if that wouldn't make you go insane, as if that wouldn't make you crash out. Like, back in the day, you'd probably see, like, one fine dame on your bus ride to work, and you'd think about her for 40 years until the day you die. That's how it used to be. That's how it should be. Now every woman is like a crazy...
Do we all agree that, like, eventually femboy Hooters will actually be, like, a place, though? Like, that's gonna be real at some point, right? It has to be. It literally has to be.
hot, unobtainable Instagram goddess with the fattest of ass. Zoomers don't know how good we had it. You'd go to Blockbuster and the 21-year-old cashier behind the counter would be the most adorable woman you've ever seen. No Botox, no lip filler, just a pure soul, full of joy and whimsy. And now women are full of hate and SSRIs. But they're hot. They're hotter than they've ever been. They're hotter and more depressed than they've ever been in history. Sad. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, anime. I didn't take my Vyvanse today, could you tell?
Men's fantasy. A big titty woman with the face of a 16-year-old that is useful for cooking, cleaning, and sex. Women's fantasy. Gets treated like a queen and a man who keeps tracks of our periods so he can take care of us.
I think I speak for a lot of women here when I say our fantasies do not, in fact, include men tracking our periods. Personally, if my husband was like, honey, just a reminder, you're in your luteal phase, I'm taking the kids.
Men like to pretend they want this, and then they beat their wife when dinner isn't ready or their son when he's misbehaving.
That is so... Okay. Reality check. The people that are liking the posts that we're talking about here are not the fucking normie men that wear wife beaters and live a fucking normal life. All the people that are liking and interacting with this shit are chronically online motherfuckers that are craving for, like, reciprocated love from the opposite sex. Like, let's just be fucking real.
First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you. But there are in fact good men out there. I've seen them. Some may be in this very audience. Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face. This is the shoe on head audience. You're all gremlins.
Male fantasy equals a woman that can't run away from him. A woman that's dependent on him. Interesting. When men are involved, it's basic
It's still so insane that, like, all of them are saying, like, when they're talking about the girl in the wheelchair, they're like, a woman that can't run away. It's like, for you to frame it that way, it's because you're talking about, like, abuse, right? Like, hey, if the guy comes home and he's mad dinner isn't made, yes, this woman in a wheelchair cannot fight back and you could beat the fuck out of her. Otherwise, it's like, she still, like, is an able-bodied person that can do stuff. Anyway.
Survival instinct to assume the worst. Men are guilty until they prove themselves innocent.
You know what? I take my opinions back on free speech. I changed my mind. No more free speech. No more free speech until you bitches learn to behave.
A woman's fantasy is a man who won't rape her, and a man's fantasy is raping a woman.
I'm sorry, where is the rape, ma'am?
Maybe that's how you see it.
Wait, hold
because
on.
And a man...
Woman's fantasy is a man that won't rape her, and a man's fantasy is raping a woman. I mean, by that logic, then, like, not a single relationship could exist, right?
Man's fantasy is raping a woman.
I'm sorry, where is the rape, ma'am?
Maybe that's how you see it, because your brain...
I've met multiple women in wheelchairs and they can fight back. Oh, by the way, I mean, dude, if any woman you meet in a wheelchair, their upper body strength is actually insane. On average, a woman in a wheelchair's upper body strength is absolutely stronger than every man. Like, normal man versus wheelchair woman, their upper body strength is stronger. Absolutely, without a doubt. Do you understand how much wheeling around you gotta fucking do? It absolutely gets you swole. It's crazy. There was the school I went to when I was young. We had one girl that was in a wheelchair, like, you know, within like the first grade or whatever, and you know, she was always around us and stuff like that, and we got to see like her physical capabilities. Like, she was absolutely cracked. Anyway.
Brainwashed to hate men,
So true. I hate how.
but in reality, women are the real demons here.
Oh, god damn it.
We just want a happy relationship. Is it so much to ask for?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Oh look, more misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men.
It's just so, okay, again, like, if we're watching High School DxD, sure, okay, I get it. We're talking about fucking the most wholesome anime movie ever that, like, you watch with your mom.
This is why 70% of anime is garbage.
So, here's the thing. That, misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men was actually written by Saiko Tanabe, a woman. A woman wrote this story. And I feel like a very important detail everyone is sleeping on when they covered this was the fact that this is very much the female fantasy as well. A man loving you for who you are despite your flaws, literally sweeping you off your feet and carrying you around on adventures, helping you live out your dreams, face your fears, and supporting you through the good and bad times. You're going to sit here and tell me that's not the female fantasy too? Is this not the basic female fantasy? Is this not the knight in shining armor coming to rescue you and falling in love with you? Why on earth are so many women so mad at this? Are men now the hopeless romantics? Are men now the ones yearning for a fairy tale romance? Is this why all the Disney remakes are like, she's not gonna be saved by the prince, she's a strong, independent woman? Meanwhile, men still want to be the prince, men still want to be the knight in shining armor. Men are like, I will save you from your monotonous 9-to-5 job. I will give you a house and babies. And women are like, no, I must be an actuarial consultant. Be gone, vile misogynist. Is that what is occurring here? Also, that aside,
I would say literally, yeah. Like, not like to like a crazy degree, but I think that definitely exists, yeah.
there literally is a gender-swapped version of this story called Perfect World.
Really?
It is a manga. Manga? Mango?
I didn't know that, actually.
I don't know. Do not come for me, weebs.
Men will statistically leave their wives and partners the moment they find out they're disabled or have a life-threatening condition. You're right, it is a fantasy.
Actually, that study was debunked by the authors themselves, who admitted they did the math wrong. It's actually not much higher, but then again, even if it was, and it happens, I've seen it happen to people, it's terrible. Marriage should be through sickness and through health. But that's not really the point here. And the fact that so many people are focusing on the wheel.
Well, that shit just says that, like, you were in a fairly superficial relationship in the first place. You know? Because, yeah, that absolutely happens. Two able-bodied people get married, and then one of them gets disabled, and then the guy is like, peace, ew, gross. But that just shows that that person, like, was only there for, like, mostly very superficial reasons. So honestly, I'm glad it happened, because, like, now the person that, you know, is disabled can find, like, a better lover and partner.
Wheelchair part of this just proves that they just don't get it. The ones of pure mind and pure soul get it. But these fucking semen demons out here, they don't get it. But not all semen demons.
The amount of people in comments who just don't get that men want a cute, loving girlfriend is beyond me. They call them creeps for wanting actual love and not a girl boss who only wants your money.
Ah, thank you, a sane person. Hopefully the replies aren't full of people calling her a pick-me.
Pick-me alert, least obvious pick-me. Me, pick me please. Hope he picks you, sis. Pick me, pick me, pick me. An incel could have written this.
Fuck.
Why are
Jesus.
so many VTubers either pick-me's or racist?
You mean why do so many female VTubers disagree with you? Why so many aren't towing the mainstream liberal feminist NPC line? Because they can. See, the most powerful weapon women have against other women is social ostracization. You don't want to be seen as a pick-me or a racist, so you keep your mouth shut in order to survive in female social circles. But in the cases of VTubers, virtual YouTubers, they're basically anonymous. They can say anything they want.
Yeah.
They're basically wearing a mask. They're free from the chains of the eternal HR Longhouse. But apparently, even being anonymous online does not save them, because they still get doxxed for simply not hating.
Kitsunero! We've rated her multiple times, actually. Shoutouts to her. I've recently learned that she actually, yeah, she's been going through some tough stuff. She has like a really obsessed stalker and stuff like that. I really feel bad for her, actually. So, anyway, I think she's doing better now, but unfortunate.
Men. Lovely. Maybe I should save this rant for a different video someday. Moving on.
Men are why we can't have nice things, by the way.
First of all, men make all the things. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Also, I just realized it was a man saying that. It was a whole ass man saying men are why we can't have nice things. I don't deserve this trophy. This is for you, sir. This is for you. I'm not worthy. Listen, I make women jokes. I'm very critical of feminism and propaganda aimed at women. But you will never catch me in a million years saying some shit like women are why we can't have nice things. I have a mom. I have female family members. I have female friends. Maybe one day I'll have a daughter. Women make the world a beautiful place, and like men, can be flawed and deserve criticism, like anyone else. But there's something genuinely so cucked about people who put down their own gender or race. Oh god, race. Self-hating white people. Don't get me started on self-hating white people. White people are so evil. I hate being white. White people can't dance. White people food is so gross. You're not getting into Wakanda, bro. You're not getting invited to the cookout. Enough. But yeah, women were not the only ones who had a problem with this. There were a lot of men who didn't quite relate to this being the average male fantasy.
It's fine to love the disabled. I didn't need to
What is white people food? I don't even know. Did we make like hamburgers and hot dogs? I don't even know.
remind you that, but to glorify it, this anime is certainly Marxist propaganda. The movie is about him taking a job as her caretaker, and when he learns of her dreams, he makes it his mission to help her
Potatoes
dreams come
and
true.
shit. Oh, thanks.
So
Cheese?
it is
Ew,
Marxist
gross.
propaganda to help a disabled person pursue their dreams. Yeah, it's woven in. Empathy is the target of propaganda.
Marxism is when girl in wheelchair. I love this. Empathy is the target of propaganda. Every piece of media that makes you feel empathy is communism. Political brain rot. If you're at the point where you see this,
I gotta say, potatoes go pretty hard though. So shout outs to white people, I guess.
and you're thinking of communism, you need to log off. You are unwell.
I'm sorry, but when I reproduce, I don't want a high probability of my offspring being mentally or physically retarded. We need a better class of incels whose bar is higher than the retarded.
She's not retarded, she has a spinal injury that's not genetic. Also, what is this LARP? I love how everyone is just kind of having like a normal conversation about this clip, and this guy just comes out of nowhere like, I would never put my pure white seed in such a vile creature. Like, you absolutely know this guy has a non-white girlfriend. They all do, all these like, I hate white people women always have white boyfriends. All these, I hate non-white people boys always have non-white girlfriends. I don't know what it is, but I've seen it too many times. I guarantee you when this man logs off of his Black Sun Roman statue Twitter account, he's clapping Latina booty cheeks.
My fantasy is not being a simp, but okay.
Fellas, is it simping to love a woman?
Nah, this is not the male fantasy. That man is a beta male. If she wasn't in a wheelchair, she would leave him for Chad.
Fellas, is it beta to love a woman?
This is not my fantasy. This is some gay shit, to be honest.
Some gay shit. Honestly, like, valid though, right? I think we need some of these people in the world. That's fine. Go date a superficial woman that just wants your money. Like, who cares, right?
Honest.
Fellas, is it gay to love a woman?
What no pussy does to a motherfucker.
Brother, I've seen what pussy does to a motherfucker, and it's far worse.
The average male fantasy is taking care of their crippled wife. I don't think I've ever had that fantasy before. I thought it was gonna be about going on some quest to kill the dragon to win the princess or something.
It is. That is the average male fantasy. But there are no dragons
Thanks
to
for the
slay. There are no
Volumero.
princesses to save. But there is that little old lady in the grocery store who can't quite reach that top shelf. There's that heavy box the pretty girl you work with can't quite lift herself. There's that jar of tomato sauce your wife can't quite open. There's that Lego set your little son can't quite put together himself. Or Or there is this paraplegic girl who wants to see the ocean. This is the Princess and the Dragon story. And despite what many are told, men do have a lot of love to give. And they want some kind of excuse or mechanism to show that love. In a world where men expressing themselves is either seen as toxic or gay. And one way of expressing that love is solving problems. Men fucking love solving problems. I don't know what it is. They also love reading Wikipedia articles. The amount of times I walked over and my husband is reading a random fucking Wikipedia article about like the world's tallest buildings or like a random battle in World War II. I didn't know if this was autism or what, but apparently it's a man thing. Anyway, yes, men love solving problems. And in a world that makes them feel useless, makes them feel like they have no purpose, men desperately feel like they need to prove their worth. They are desperately looking for a purpose in life. So it is not at all shocking
Can we get some
to
more
me
truths in the chat?
that the modern young man is seeing a clip like this and longing for this. A lot of modern men don't have a chance to prove themselves, to make something of their lives. They don't have a chance to provide anything for anyone because they don't have anything to provide and they don't have anyone. They are doing everything their grandfathers did, but seeing none of the results. They're lost. What can they provide? And as I said earlier, her being in a wheelchair is the protector and provider instinct taken to a extreme. And yes, it is a fantasy, considering if you ask anyone who's actually in a wheelchair, they know it's not all butterflies and rainbows, and they know that it's hard on relationships. It can be difficult on their partner. But just like in the movie, it's not shown as butterflies and rainbows. Josie feels like a burden. But towards the end of the movie, the guy takes on that burden. Not because he gets something in return, but because it's his duty. Because it makes her happy, which makes him happy in return. Loyalty, duty, virtue, acts of service, big or small. Men live for that shit. And yes, these are stereotypes. Not everyone fits into these boxes, blah, 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 blah. But for the most part, it's true. When many men look at this relationship, that is what they see. And a lot of modern women are looking at this relationship and being disgusted because, in a way, it's the complete inverse of the strong, independent woman they've been sold. They've been told they need to be. The modern woman crafted by modern Disney for modern audiences. Unlike the Hollywood-crafted modern woman, this woman does need her man. She is not strong and she's not independent, at least physically. This doesn't mean she's like an empty vessel with no thoughts or freedom. No, in fact, in the movie, Josie does roll away from him a few times. It is a fantasy not because of a power imbalance, but because the man has a tangible purpose, and the woman is willingly and lovingly letting him fulfill that purpose.
Because I can depend on you. I know that if I ever feel frightened, I can just reach out to you.
Men simply want something good to die for, to make it beautiful to live. This manifests in a lot of ways, but the most common is having a loving partner and or a family. Something unobtainable to many people nowadays. So yes, literally one of the most normal things ever is becoming a fantasy. Sad. Also, men will deny this, but they absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making you pancakes with your wife in the morning, and you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. And that is the male biological clock. Everything you do, the money you make working that grating 9-to-5 job, it will all be for something bigger and more important than yourself one day. You will come home to a warm and happy home, greeted by people who care about you, and love you, and rely on you, and everything will make sense then. Until then, you'll just be on the internet, being called a misogynist, for wanting something bigger and more important than yourself, for wanting something beautiful and normal. And that is the average male fantasy. That and 3 hot chicks at once. Hell yeah, brother! Haha, you know what I'm saying? So that was that little video. Men in the comments, let me know. Am I correct? Is that the average male fantasy? Or is it not that deep? Men and women in the comments, what is your fantasy? And no, I don't mean that. I don't want to hear about how you want to be crushed by a 12-foot futa. That is between you and God, not you and Shoe-on-Head. I mean, what is your ultimate dream? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want a nice big family one day? Do you want to own a farm? Do you want to live in a shed in the woods and make pipe bombs? Let me know in the comments and I will see you soon with a new video.
Wow. I'm actually very surprised. I thought that video was gonna be potentially a tough watch, but I was quite vibing, honestly. I was quite vibing with that. It's crazy how you can turn like one Twitter post like that into a 30-minute video though. People are crazy, man. People are crazy. But it was good. It was good. It was good. I yapped a lot during the video, so I think I got most of my thoughts on it. But yeah, I enjoyed my time with it. So, you know, no complaints. Maybe I'll even watch a couple more like really popular videos of hers to see if they hold up too.